Welcome into After Carmen, 11 Warriors official postgame show brought to you by the First Bank of Central Ohio, the official bank of 11 Warriors. Ohio State 70, Grambling State 0. That was easy.
That was a football game. Certainly played football today.
It was a football game. It was one of the football games of all time.
Absolutely, and you wanted to roll in this game if you're Ohio State. Obviously, they were always probably going to roll in this game, but at least good to go out, put it on the field, and do what everyone expected you to do,
Yeah, certainly a dominant performance for Ohio State from start to finish, as it should be. And you deserve some credit for that if you're Ohio State that you didn't play with your food today. You came out here, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. The big storyline all week was the Ohio State offense. Could they get more explosiveness going? Could they get into a rhythm after scoring only 14 points against Texas? Based on the final score, it's safe to say they did that. Julian Sayin, he didn't have a pass hit the ground today, Andy. He went 18 of 19. His one non-completion was an interception. Other than that, Julian Sayin was perfect today. 306 yards, 4 touchdowns in just one half of football. Yeah, not the best competition out there, but either way, 2 starts in, Julian Sayin sure has been impressive.
Absolutely, and there are throws that he made today. Like an accurate pass is an accurate pass. I don't care who you're playing. And yeah, there were a couple that maybe were a foot wide or a foot too long or a little short, whatever. But really impressive. I think the first touchdown throw to Will Kastmeric over the middle for 47 yards. Very well layered behind the linebackers and underneath of the safeties for Grambling State. Just fitted in perfectly. And I think that's a throw. The timing and the accuracy of that throw is going to apply those types of throws against any opponent you may face if you're Julian Sayin. So the accuracy, setting the consecutive completions record to start the game, broke Will Howard's mark from the Notre Dame game last year, the national championship game. Really impressive performance from him again. And overall the offense just got humming. It was good to see the running game really hit its stride again. Competition level, it's hard to say exactly how much footing you're going to find from this, but if nothing else, you get confidence going forward. They clearly wanted to get Jeremiah Smith involved as well. Nothing bad you can really say about the offense or the defense in this one, and kind of what you expected coming out of this game, but like I said, an accurate throw is an accurate throw when you're talking quarterback play.
I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me today was some of the freshmen who we got to see play more, and I think a couple guys in particular. Riley Pettijohn. After that, this team's loaded at linebacker. We talked about it last week. Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese might be the best starting linebacker tandem in the country. Peyton Pierce, we saw him play today, but Riley Pettijohn, man, the way he played out there today, they might have to find a way to get him on the field more because, man, he looked impressive.
He really did, and it was more than just, the competition level. Again, it was him hitting the line of scrimmage with force, had some really nice run fits, I think. Obviously forces the fumble, recovers a fumble, takes it back for a touchdown. He was a beast out there. It's starting to formulate in my mind, man. Is James Laurinaitis the Brian Hartline of linebackers? Long way to go to make that comparison really hold up, but I think the way this linebacker room has developed since he took over as full-time linebackers coach, the top pair they have still looks like the best. It looked like the best pairing in the country against Texas. Still looked like that today, really, with Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. You've got that waiting in the wings with Riley Pettijohn. I still think we're going to see some more big moments from Peyton Pierce down the line, but Riley Pettijohn was definitely the defender, I think, that popped the most today out of that next wave, because a lot of this game was about seeing that next wave of Buckeyes. And another one for me on offense, Bo Jackson, man. Bo Jackson looks so impressive running the football. I want to see it against another opponent, obviously, but to me, he might be the most explosive running back on this roster, even as a freshman. The way he can burst through the line, hit holes on the outside, there's some things that becoming a well-rounded running back that I'm sure he's working on behind the scenes to match the same output, the same whatever they need to see from him in practice to match James Peoples and C.J. Donaldson. But really liked what you saw from him as Ohio State's third running back into the game today, and wonder if down the line he can start getting some carries in bigger games.
A running back named Bo Jackson is good at football. Who knew? Bo Jackson, certainly we know the name, but yeah, he was the other guy I was going to say. Really impressive to me today. And it's, to your point about him looking like the most explosive running back out there, I think that's going to be an interesting situation to monitor. Certainly, I think James Peoples had a better day today, but against lesser competition. C.J. Donaldson having a good showing out there. But I think the door remains open for Bo Jackson to push his way into that rotation. And based on what we saw today, I'm going to be intrigued to see, can he build off of that, and do we see him really become a regular fixture in that running back rotation at some point this season? Because I agree with you. I think that he's got maybe the most juice, as you call it, out of that running back room. I think he's got the highest ceiling in that running back room. Isaiah West looked pretty good up there today, too, the freshman. So, again, lower competition. But I do think Bo Jackson, Jeremiah Smith, after the game, he was asked, was there anyone in particular who you were really excited to see score a touchdown today? And he immediately said Bo Jackson. He said, I've been saying it since the spring, but, he's been seeing Bo. We've heard that from the players as well. So those are two guys in particular, I think, Riley Pettijohn, Bo Jackson, who to me are certainly going to continue to be players to watch for Ohio State after this game. Interesting also now looking ahead to next week, the Ohio Bobcats, they beat West Virginia today. And so you expect next week's game to be another tune-up for Ohio State. You expect next week's game to be another comfortable win for Ohio State. But there are levels to that. And I think certainly what we saw today in terms of it just being completely lopsided, it's not going to be quite the same next week.
Yeah, Parker Navarro's legit, man. 2 games, enough film on him to say that. I have been really impressed.
Last year he was really good.
Last year too, of course. But 2 games into this season, it looks like he's elevated to another level for them. And I really think Ohio could compete with some Big Ten teams. Already did. Almost beat Rutgers. Definitely beat West Virginia today. So this is, I think, I didn't fully appreciate that Ohio is going to be a decent level. Still expect Ohio State to win that game comfortably. But I think a game where you can actually get some feedback about where certain things stand, certainly on the defensive side of the ball, playing a quarterback in an offense like that, I think that's the strength of Ohio, certainly. But that game has a lot more interest, a lot more building than I expected going into Week 3, even if you still expect Ohio State to win.
Not the first time Rich Rod has lost to Ohio, as certain fans of a team up north may call the team that we cover. So, yeah, another game to look forward to next week as Ohio State wraps up non-conference play. For now, that's a wrap on this one. Lots more coverage to come on 11warriors.com of Ohio State's 70-0 win over Grambling State. Thanks again, First Bank of Central Ohio, for sponsoring our show, and we'll catch you again next time.